Let's get into it. Coach Colin here, guys. I figured I should probably depart from the regular scheduled programming and give you guys an update. You guys know I made a video that was called Joe Rogan and Shawn Ryan Might Get My Channel Deleted. And that was because there were 3 claims that they put, pretty much 8 claims in the span of 2 hours that the both of them put on my channel via this company that it seems they both have hired called Superbam. Okay. Now this company, we'll talk about that company later. Very predatory company, in my opinion. Now the 8 claims came, right? And then 3 more came after that, which was wild. So just like a total of like almost like 11, up to 10 or 11 claims in total within just the span of like a work day. And 3 of them I answered like I usually do, because this is something that happens, but it's usually an automated thing. So you reach out and you say, listen, this is fair use. This is what I'm doing, et cetera, et cetera. You give your name and everything, and that's that. And then they release the claim sometime after. This time they didn't. They denied each one. And I was like, huh, so that's 3. So I had to go into appeal 3 times. When you go into appeal, YouTube always tells you that the risk is that you could lose your channel, that you could be hit with a strike. If you get hit with 3 strikes, then your channel could get terminated. So I went all 3 times. Now, I know that might sound odd, but the thing about it is, and a lot of creators deal with this. I've actually had a conversation with a creator. Some of you might know his name is Too Lazy to Try. And I won't tell you the inner workings of the conversation, but he was having issue with that as well at one point because of another big comedian who's also a podcaster. Was unfairly putting claims on just him. There's many people making clips of making episodes of this clip that was circulating, and they were just focusing on him, and it wasn't cool. But the thing is, I say this because this is something that we go through, and you have to fight. You know, I'm not trying to call Rogan a bully, because again, this is a company that someone on his team has hired in order to do this. Shawn Ryan, same thing. Shawn Ryan didn't make the call to hire these people. Someone else did. I mean, they're multi-millionaires. Obviously, they have people doing stuff like this behind the scenes. But the thing about it is, yeah, I'm not saying that they're bullies, but it is like a bully situation where if they realize they can do it to you, they're going to continue to do it to you. So I have always, and I've been doing this since the beginning of my channel, I always fight. I don't care if it's Fox. I don't care if it's CNN. I don't care if it's Paramount. I don't care if it's the UFC. I don't care if it's Nelk Boys, which I have a dispute with them going right now. I don't care who it is. I'm fighting. I don't care how big the company is, I'm fighting. And I'm prepared to go to whatever length they're prepared to go. Because if they get it over on you once, they're just going to keep on doing it to you, and they're going to do it until your channel is put into oblivion, because they don't care. They're just trying to hit a bottom line, right? So I had to fight. And that put my channel in jeopardy. So what happened was, I should say this as I'm getting into like 3 minutes of the video, 4 of the claims got released. Now these were claims that were not in appeal, so that was a great sign. Then, okay, and this is not a religious episode or anything. There's multiple factors, but as I was putting my knees to the ground and I was praying with my wife, like I do every morning, as I did that, as I was in the middle of talking about this situation in prayer, all of the claims, all of the appeal claims were getting released. So God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. But what's even more good, sorry, I shouldn't say even more good, but what's also really good is you guys. You guys, there were people who watch this channel with way more balls than me, and you were willing to tag Joe Rogan and tag Shawn Ryan and tell them about what was going on. And that I don't have it in me to do that. I like the guys. But yeah, you guys did that. A lot of you guys did that. Many people I saw tagging me and them, just tagging them, just tagging Joe, just tagging Shawn, over and over and over again. And that always, it something happens, you know, like no matter who you are, if you see yourself tagged 10 times, 20 times, you're going to go, oh, am I getting canceled again? You know, Joe Rogan's like, oh God, is CNN after me again? So he looks at, and he'll see that that's the situation. Maybe he saw it. Maybe he didn't. But what matters is that you guys actually did it. And if he didn't notice it, Jamie's on X. He must have known. Maybe he noticed it. Shawn Ryan, he has a producer. His name's Jeremy. You know, maybe he noticed it. Some people are even tagging Jeremy. So just thank you guys so much for doing that. I mean, I tagged Joe and Shawn one time on YouTube, and I was just saying do the right thing, hoping that whoever runs their channel saw it. But again, you guys had way more balls than me. The only reason I had the balls to do that is because I saw how many of you guys were supporting me. So thank you so much, man. You have no idea what that means to me. Going forward, so the channel's safe. The channel's safe for now. They can do this again. I don't know if you've heard. I've covered Joe Rogan clips a couple of times on this channel. Not too many. Just a couple of times, I think, maybe. I don't know. Shawn Ryan, too. So, as safe as I am right now, that same company, Superbam, that predatory company, that has an F rating as a business. I do not know why Joe and Shawn would hire this company. They are poorly rated, predatory. They're not allowed to do what they do. I had to email YouTube about it. They had to actually look into this company. I haven't heard the report back from that yet, but yeah, the channel's safe for now, but we'll see where it actually goes from here on out. And obviously, there's a silver lining in everything. There's a lesson in everything. And this lesson for me was I can't be completely dependent on YouTube, although I love the platform, which is why I am solely dependent on YouTube, because I love the platform. It's taught me everything. Everything about editing videos, everything about cameras, and everything. Everything that I do is because YouTube had a video showing me how. So, but I can't be beholden to the platform anymore, so I do have to expand. So still expect me to pop up on Rumble, still expect me to pop up on Patreon, and honestly, I think what's going to happen is I'm not going to pull back from my schedule. I should say this properly. I might pull back a little bit from my schedule. So maybe I won't post every day. Maybe there will be 2 days off, but I just need buffer room, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide value on Patreon. I am going to go as hard as I can. I like to redline myself right before I have like a mental breakdown and then pull back a little bit. That's what I like to do. Just so I know where I'm at, you know, how much I can, you know, do. So I'm going to just go as hard as possible. When it comes to Rumble, it'll just be whatever I post here. You can also find it there. And yeah, I'm just going to go really hard on Patreon. Maybe I'll make my own website and make it just like a premium thing like GG Young has going on. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just go hard on Patreon, but I'm going to go as hard as possible. And it's just going to be an amazing amount of episodes. It's not going to be like anybody else when they post on Patreon. Most people, when they post on Patreon, it's like an extra episode a week. You know, once a week there's an episode, and that's it. And it's just basically like you know, just support me. It supports the channel. No, I don't want to do that. I want to make like a real bang on Patreon. So if I'm going to do it, you're going to see me posting on there like I post on here, but I'm going to be able to talk about things that I can't talk about on YouTube. I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of things. It goes into the political. It goes into the tinfoil realm as well. There's a lot of things that I know not to comment on. There is a young female black journalist who thinks the leader of France is married to a man. There's that lady. I'm going to talk about her. There's another young man, a young man named Nick, that I follow pretty closely. I see what he's doing quite a bit. I would be talking about him, certain situations going on in the world, in the Middle East, etc. I'm going to be just talking about the stuff that I know will get me suppressed here. And I'm going to be going hard over there, real hard. Then also what I'll do is I'm going to also be doing interviews. Like you guys know, the people who sign up to the Patreon, they're going to be able to be live at the interviews. I'm hoping everyone I interview will be willing to do it, but I want to have the interviews be live just for the Patreon people. There'll be a link that will be sent. I think I can have like up to 100 people in there. Yeah, I'm not even sure, but we'll see. Hopefully it's more, but be live, do like a little Q&A with you guys, half an hour, maybe an hour beforehand. Gather up all your questions that you want to ask this person after I give you a breakdown of who they are. And then while I'm in the interview, ask those questions. Kind of the same way that Shawn Ryan does it. Before every interview, he'll ask like 1 or 2 questions, but I'm going to do just like a dozen if I can, just like rapid fire and just, so you guys are actually heard. And then you guys can just sit back and watch as an audience while we do it live. There's going to be that, monthly Q&As, probably weekly Q&As, honestly. This whole thing's my life. So this is what I do. So I would try and do weekly Q&As where we're just hanging out, talking, that type of live thing. And then I'm still brainstorming other ideas, but that's what the lowest tier would get you. I don't even know what higher I don't know. I'm thinking there'd be one tier that would just be $5 and just get as many people to sign up for that as possible and just over deliver and just completely over deliver. That's my thinking. I'm still hashing it out. We're still trying to figure that out. I'm on Patreon right now. I haven't published the page, but I'm going to publish it soon. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Again, this was just eye-opening. I can't be beholden just to one platform. This is very nerve-wracking for me. I've never done anything like this before. I have a real problem selling things. I have a real problem, like, asking people for money and stuff like that. So this is a nerve-wracking new experience for me, but I do have to pursue it because, man, just you never know what can happen, right? And it really didn't feel like YouTube was in my corner, because they're not when it comes to situations like this. They're not in your corner. They don't care. Especially when they're looking at some huge money makers, Shawn Ryan and Joe Rogan. I would venture to say Joe Rogan's at 6 billion views on his channel, 6.1 billion. Do you know how much money that's made YouTube? Do you know how much money that's made YouTube? Like how much money it's made him? Times it by 10 for YouTube. So are they really going to be like, we're going to have to delete your channel, Mr. Rogan? You think they're going to do that? No, they're not going to do that. And I would hate if that happened. I'd be like, oh my God, this is terrible. This is the worst thing ever. And somebody said I did this for clout, this whole thing. Let me just break it down for you real quick. Here's the last thing I'm going to do for clout is go at someone who's an ex-CIA contractor and who just said in an episode a week ago that he signed up to the military so he could kill people legally. Okay. And then another guy who's surrounded by special ops and jujitsu masters 24/7. Yeah, that's the last thing I'm doing for clouts, okay? The video got 25, maybe 30,000 views. You think I did that for clout and for $100, $200? Are you out of your mind? So no, this wasn't for clout, but when you're a creator, you do have to stand up for yourself. And you have to stand up for what's right. If I was breaking the law, then I would just take it as a hit and I'd be like, well, I'm not doing anything on the up and up anyway, but I am doing things on the up and up. I make sure to every single time I make a video. So yeah, you have to stand up. You have to go at people if they're going at you. And yeah. When it comes to that company, also all the people who sent your emails, again, you guys know I have iamcoachcolin.com. That is where I am gathering emails, as many emails as I can. Again, this is in case anything happens to the channel ever, and all of you guys will be emailed when I have Yeah, this is not, I'm not trying to make this like an ad for the clothing or anything. Just the only thing we have on the website right now. So I am coachcolin.com. You can see it right there. I am coachcolin.com. That is that's where we're at with it. You can go here and there's a contact page. You hit contact and you're able to put this in, and it just lets me know what your email is so you can stay in the know, as it says at the bottom there. And all you people, when I do get all that stuff up and going, you will get a email about that. So thank you very much. And also, I'm probably going to turn this website into something. I've always wanted to do like a newsletter. I've always wanted to do, just, I've been talking to a lot of creators, and I'm getting inspired by what they're doing. Like, you ever heard of this? Keep saying this chick, and because I've talked to her before, it feels disrespectful. This lady, no, not this. Although I do have to cover Jack Filet talking to Jesse. Yeah, there it is. UFO.co. So this website, this is Christina Gomez. I just did an interview with her, right? And I'm so inspired by her website. So inspired. Like, she has so much going on here. It's nuts. Like, I'm shocked. She doesn't have as many subscribers as me. She doesn't do as many views as me, but she has her stuff together. She is prepared for when she takes off. She is prepared, right? All of her stuff is here. Everything you could possibly think of. And this is not an ad for her. It's just, respect where respect is due. She's killing it in this way, right? And there's just so much. You see her podcasts, her videos, her Discord. It's like, why don't I have all this going on? If anything happened to her channel, she would have a Discord, she would have her podcast, she would have this website. Everybody would know exactly where she was, and she'd be able to contact everybody. That's exactly what I should have going on. So yeah, I'm working on it. There's someone who's wanted to work with me for a long time. This lady, this lady, Amanda, I believe it's Amanda or Mandy. I'm going to reach out to her and see if there's other people who want to work with me in some way. I got to build up a little team and just and start doing things properly. How fortunate would we be if we all saw ourselves the way that the people who love us see us? I don't see myself the way people who love and respect me see me. I see myself differently. Because I remember being a drug addict, and I remember being a piece of garbage, and I remember being in the streets, and I remember all this stuff that I used to do. So anyway, don't want to get into a therapy session here, but maybe that will be in the Patreon, where we do a little thing where we just talk about stuff like this. I was a coach. I do know how to talk to people and make people's lives better. I do know how to do that. That is a thing I know how to do. Quite good at it, I have to say. But yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. You have no idea. While I was praying, while I was looking at my daughter and looking at my wife and just being like, man, I'll do anything to take care of them. But it's like, I just have to run out and start doing Uber Eats again. I have to hit up the movie sets again, go back to the union. I just didn't want to do that. Well, I like that I get to be a present father. I like that I get to stop recording, edit this video, and then go upstairs and see my kid. And yeah, being a provider is a big thing. So thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. The channel is safe for now, and yeah, thank you.